So recently, Walmart did release a bunch of new tablets, and they also released a new Pro tablet. So you might be wondering if this Pro tablet is worth buying. Well, my name is Zach with Android Digest, and I have to tell you, this tablet did surprise me. So with all that being said, let's get right into it. So Walmart is often known as a brand that really gives out good value. But when it comes to tablets, they're not really going to be known as a trusted tablet brand. But last year, I actually saw Walmart release a new tablet, a Pro tablet, that was actually really good. And now we get another Pro tablet this year, a 13.2-inch tablet in the budget segment that you could normally find under $300. It does retail for $288 with a 13.2-inch screen. It does have 2 speakers on each side, but the big thing about it that I love, it does come with a stylus, it does have active stylus support, and it also comes with a case in the box. Most budget tablets out there, they're not going to come with a case, and a lot of them don't come with a stylus either. And when we look at budget tablets, most of them are going to be 11 inches in size or 12 inches. If you look at what Samsung recently released with like the Tab S10 Lite, it's 11 inches. But to get that larger tablet, you're going to have to pay a lot of money for the Tab S10 FE Plus, which is a very good tablet, but you do have to pay for it. And even Lenovo, they do release a lot of budget tablets, but most of them aren't 13 inches in size. But here we get a larger tablet with a beautiful screen, with good performance for the money, with a really nice build, and with extra accessories in the box. Now I know it does say it's a Pro tablet, but it's not going to be the Proest tablet out there. Like, this is basically a Pro budget tablet, so in a way it's almost like a mid-range tablet for that budget money. But if you could look past it being a Walmart tablet with the Onn brand, you would be pretty surprised and even pretty shocked to find that this is going to be one of the best tablet values you could find in the US. And it does start whenever you're looking at the design, because the design of this tablet is super good. Now I know Onn, they did release a bunch of Walmart tablets that have a bunch of different colors, and last year they did release a red Pro tablet. At least as of today, we only have this black version that I'm seeing on Walmart's website, but it is still a really nice tablet. It does feel very premium whenever I'm holding it. It does have speakers, of course, on both sides, an SD card slot. It's overall a nice design. There are a couple of flaws with it though. First of all, you can get a lot of fingerprints on the design of the tablet, so that is something to keep in mind. And there is no fingerprint sensor. So those two things, they could be a deal breaker for you. Now we do get the ability to use face unlock, so that might be good enough for you if you have decent lighting. It will work okay in most conditions. But what I love about this tablet isn't just the design of the tablet, it's really going to be the accessories that come in the box. Now if you are wondering about the stylus is pretty cool. It's actually a USI stylus, so if you do want to buy a different USI stylus, I haven't been able to test it, but I'm assuming that any USI 2.0 stylus, I'm assuming that it would work actually on this screen. But this stylus, it doesn't charge by putting it on top of the tablet, so that is a little bit unfortunate there. You are going to have to use the USB-C port that you do find on the stylus. But it is an active stylus with things like palm rejection, so it is really nice that you do get a stylus that works really good. It's almost like an S Pen. It does have a little bit of a harder tip on the stylus here, so it is still going to draw very good. It's going to have a nice experience. And this tablet, there is one thing you need to know when you're using the stylus. You see, the tablet has a 120 Hz refresh rate, but to use the stylus, you have to use the screen on 90 Hz. So that is a minor detail that you have to keep in mind. At least it comes in the box. At least it does feel nice and premium, like a nice pen, but I will say that you're going to have to lower the refresh rate if you want to use this. But speaking of that, we do get with the screen that really is going to be one of the best things about the tablet because of the size and because of how good it looks. It's 13.2 inches, a massive screen, a beautiful display. It's not AMOLED or OLED, but still we do get an IPS LCD screen. It does look very good here. The brightness levels, it's going to be around 400 to 500 nits of brightness, so it's not going to be super duper bright, but still it is bright enough, at least for most indoor conditions, and it's not going to work great outside, but it should work okay at least, depending on where you're at. But I think this screen, it is going to be one of the best selling points, because most competition out there, they're just not going to bring a screen this large to the table, and if they do, they're normally going to try to charge you a pretty penny for it. Again, the Tab S10 FE, the Plus model, is one of the best competitors to this. Of course, that tablet, I believe it's a little bit faster, it's a little bit better overall, and it will get a lot better of software support, but you have to pay a lot more money for it. So this screen, it is going to be really, really good, and if you're someone that wants a stylus in the box, you want a really good looking device with a nice screen, a good build, you want a case with it, this is going to be one of the best values for people wanting a larger tablet. Now the performance, it is going to be fairly similar to a lot of competitors. I know Lenovo in their budget tablets around $200 to $300, you will find those MediaTek processors in there. And we do have a MediaTek Dimensity processor, a 7300 in this tablet. And we do get 8 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, which is a lot, and it's normally a lot better than Samsung or Lenovo and what they're going to provide. So you do get an SD card slot if you need that. So between all of that stuff, I think, again, you're getting a great value. Now, it's not going to be the fastest tablet. It's not going to be way faster than other competitors for the price, but they're not trying to differentiate themselves with speed. It is plenty fast, and if you find out and look at the software, you will see that this is a very light version of Android. It's not going to be super crazy with like a bunch of bloatware. You're going to get basic Android, and the only other thing you get is some free games, which are put off to the side, but they're not even installed on the tablet. They're web games. And if you go in the settings and turn it off, then you get a very vanilla experience, and you don't have to deal with that. So not having to deal with a bunch of bloatware is awesome. Having a very basic experience is great. Not having to deal with a bunch of hiccups just because the software is bad. Like, the software, that's the one thing I would expect to be terrible here, but the basic vanilla experience with Android does make it feel very, very fast. I'm sure there are some tablets that are a little bit faster for the money, but compared to all the other tablets around $300, this will perform very well, and the light version of Android does make a big difference, and that 90 or 120 Hz refresh rate, regardless of which setting you choose to run it on, it will still feel pretty smooth to use. Now, there is one thing I don't love about the software, and it's going to be how it handles some applications. If you look at some portrait level apps, some apps that are made for your smartphone screen, they're made to go from top to bottom. Whenever you do put that type of app on a tablet, there are a lot of good tablets out there that know how to handle it. So if they haven't made that app for a tablet yet, there are some tablet makers that are really good about just putting black bars on the side, and they let you still run the app in landscape mode. But this tablet here, there are some applications that are still going to force it into portrait mode. And that means that if there is an app like that, you're just going to have to flip your tablet around to use it that way. And it's not a big deal. It's not something that you're going to have to deal with every day. And most apps are actually well optimized for tablets nowadays. But there will still be an app here or there that you're going to have to deal with that on. And it's a minor annoyance, especially if you have the folio case propped up. Maybe you do want to connect a Bluetooth keyboard to this. You're trying to get some good work done. And next thing you know, you're having to flip your tablet over and use your tablet that way. So if you could deal with that minor annoyance with the software, you're going to get a good all-around tablet. It's going to be good for gaming, not great, but you're going to get okay performance. Low performance on a lot of high-end games like Genshin Impact or Fortnite or stuff like that. It's going to be low on the graphics settings for those type of games, but if you go beyond that, there are plenty of games that you're going to be able to play on Android that are going to play just fine, or they're going to look really good. This is going to be great for your kids to use if they're wanting a really nice large tablet, but it's also not going to be a $100 tablet that's like super slow. It's going to be decent, but expect lower graphics on demanding games. So this tablet, it is a very good overall tablet. It's had really good battery life for me. With a large tablet, I know of course the screen is going to have to use a little bit of extra power because it's so big, but the battery size here is really, really good, And even the charging speeds, they're not going to be groundbreaking, of course. You're not going to get groundbreaking charging speeds on a budget tablet. You're going to have to deal with some minor compromises here. So I do believe technically it charges at 20 watts, but again, it's going to be just fine. So overall, I think this tablet is great. I think it's a really good tablet that is really worth buying. And I think if you look at the hardware for the money and compare it to other tablets out there, if you're wanting a larger tablet with a stylus and you would like a case in the box with it, I think it's a no-brainer if you're okay with not getting a lot of software updates. Only one operating system update, that's the rumor at least from what I'm hearing, and 2 updates as far as like security updates. So 2 years of security updates, 1 big operating system update. We do have Android 16 out of the box. So there's a lot of things that I love and there's things that I don't love. I don't love that I don't get a charging brick in the box, but I get so many other things, and I know a lot of other competitors don't have charging bricks either, so I am okay with it. Overall, I think this is just a great tablet for the money, but you have to be okay with the software not being perfectly optimized in landscape mode, and you have to be okay with not getting as many years of software updates. If you're okay with that and not having a fingerprint sensor or getting fingerprints on the back of the device, not getting a lot of color options as of today, maybe we'll get more later for the Pro model, but as of today, we only have 1 color option for this tablet. So there are compromises that you might not see from Samsung. But again, Samsung's larger tablet costs a lot more, and Lenovo's competition around this price, it's a little bit smaller. So you're going to have to pick and choose what you want. But I love the software experience whenever it's a fluid, light version of Android. I love that. I love how it feels to use. I love how it comes with a lot of storage for the money and some extras in the box. So overall, I would say it's a great value for someone looking for good hardware for the money, someone who wants a large tablet but wanting it at a cheaper price. So what do you think of this tablet? How did Walmart do with it? Leave a comment down below and let me know. But also, if you're interested in this tablet, check the links in the description. I will have affiliate links there, and that's a great way to support my channel. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. You could like this video, give me a sub to my channel if you do really like my channel, because I cover a lot of Android devices and a lot of Android tablets. So I really appreciate you checking out this video. Check out some other videos and other videos on Android stuff if you get time. And no matter what you're going through in life, life can be really, really hard. I hope you have a great day, and I hope no matter what it is you're dealing with, I really hope you could have a much better week.